All right, so good morning, everyone. So today we'll move on to another section about how to improve my narrative writing. So, firstly, there are some tips they would like to talk about how we can improve our narrative writing. And the very first tip, which is about the voice. So, as you can see here, a story can be told from different points of view, and your viewpoint will affect the voice you use when you write. So, usually, when you try to tell a story, you can also think about how to kind of make your story different by using different kinds of viewpoints. And in this case, we are going to read two stories, and these two stories are telling the same thing, but they are kind of written from different kind of viewpoints. So, firstly, I'd like to think about the questions we are going to have later. The very first question is, what does the person think will happen? So, what will happen in the story, and also what kind of voice is used in the story, right? So probably we can take a look at these two stories together. So I give you about 3 minutes to quickly read through the stories. And later on, please tell me what might be the difference between these two stories, right? So please take your time. All right, so probably we can take a look at these two stories together. So the very first question I'm going to have here will be, which story is written from the viewpoint of Aunt Heather? So please type your answer. It should be story one or story two. Which one is written from the viewpoint of Aunt Heather? Right. right, so it should be 2, right? So for story 2, in terms of its voice, it is going to be something bad or something good that will happen. For good, please type 1. For bad, please type 2. All right, also something good, right? But in this case, did Travis know what would happen? Yes or no? If yes, please type 1. No, please type 2. All right, so he didn't know what would happen later. All right, so in terms of the voice here, if you are going to use an adjective to describe the situation or to describe Aunt Heather, what might be the adjective you will use for story 2? If you want to use an adjective to describe the situation, or you want to use an adjective to describe Aunt Heather, what might be the adjective you will use here? So please type an adjective here for the story. All right, so please try to think about what might be the adjective you can use to describe the story here or to describe Aunt Heather here. Right, so someone mentioned probably there will be the word dishonest. All right, there might be. And what else besides the word dishonest? Or what might be your feeling of the situation? Any other words you can think about? Or like this one, it is going to be something very clear or something quite secret. So if clear, please type 1. Secret, please type 2. All right, so probably it's going to be something quite secret, right? And it is going to be something quite disappointed or something quite excited. You're thinking about someone who's going to feel like disappointed or someone is going to feel excited. So if disappointed, please type 1. Excited, please type 2. So there will be something quite disappointing or something quite exciting. For disappointing, please type 1. For exciting, please type 2. But I think you had to think this, you had to think about the story from the viewpoint of Aunt Heather. So it should be something disappointing or something exciting. Yeah, probably it's going to be something quite exciting, right? From the viewpoint of Aunt Heather. So on the other hand, you can take a look at story 1, which is written from the perspective or from the viewpoint of Travis. So as you can imagine, from the viewpoint of Travis, probably it's going to be something good or something bad. If something good, please type 1. If something bad, please type 2. From the viewpoint of Travis. Yeah, so probably it's going to be something quite bad, right? Because as you can see here, say my birthday is going to be a real bummer. It's going to be something really bad. So firstly, I found my mom, my parents had to work all day long. So I'll spend all my time with Aunt Heather. But I saw her at the grocery store last night, and it seemed that there probably will be nothing that will like happen or take place. And then like also in this case from the viewpoint of Travis, also Aunt Heather kind of pretended to be kind of she was sick, so probably there will be nothing that kind of interesting on his birthday. So probably you can say probably it's going to be something really bad. And in terms of Travis' feeling, what might be the adjective you can use to describe his feeling? So please type your answers here. So what might be the adjective you like to use to describe the feeling of Travis? Yeah, probably he feels disappointed, right? And what else? Does he feel happy? If not, what might be his feeling? Yeah, disappointed is a good word, and what might be the other words we can use here to describe his feeling? All right, so probably he feels upset, right? Or probably he feels sad, all right? So basically, probably there are some adjectives we can use to describe this kind of feeling. And that's all right. For there will be another chapter. We'll try to talk about different kinds of adjectives we can use to describe our feelings. And I think then probably you have some better understanding of what kind of adjectives we can use to describe the feeling anyway. But here will be some of the words like dissatisfied. Yeah, probably he feels dissatisfied, upset, or disappointed, or feel sad, for example. Then there will be the one for the two stories here. So you can think about, you can try to tell a story from different viewpoints. All right. So there will be the things about the very first tip. And then we'll move on to the next one, like this one. So you can also try to be creative by telling a story from a different point of view. So as you can see, this is the writing from like 96年的学测的英文作文. Also, we have 4 pictures. And in that year, basically, most of the students try to tell the story from the viewpoint of the little girl. But some good writers try to tell the story from the viewpoint of the cat. So you can think about next time you have certain kind of topic or certain kind of writing like this. You can try to switch your viewpoint to the one. Probably there will be something quite different. For example, you can try to tell a story from the viewpoint of your pet, like your cat, your dog, your fish, your turtle, whatever. And then you will create a very different story from other people. All right. So there will be some other way you can think about. So for example, like this one, you can try to think about like you want to develop a story from the viewpoint of cats. So probably you can start your writing with the dialogues between the cats. For example, boy, am I glad to be back, said a black cat. And where have you been? Asked a white cat. And then you can try to develop your story from the viewpoint of the cats. All right. So there will be another way you can start your story, like you use the 2 dialogues we have here, and then you try to develop your story from the viewpoint of the cats. So there will be another way you can think about. All right. So the very first tip you can think about, you can try to tell the story using different kinds of voices, or try to tell the story from different kinds of viewpoints. 所以这边基本上重点就是说，你讲故事的话，你除了用我们一般的第一人称或以自己的角度，或者是以图片里面人物去讲故事的话，那你也可以用不同的角度去写你的故事。比方说，你从像这个作文，有的人是从那个妈妈的角度去写到底发生了什么事情，那你也可以以猫的角度去写到底发生了什么样的事情，那你整个故事性的your story development， 你的故事的发展呢就会变得比较不一样。这样，那这是可以提供参考的一个方式，可以用不同的角度去描写那个故事。Alright， 那这基本上就是我们作文的那个第一段讲故事的部分，你就可以去思考一下，用不同的角度去讲这件事情。这样，像比方说那 blackmail 那个，基本上很多同学都是用那个 emotional blackmail， 大家基本上都是以那个感觉大家都几乎是以那个女生的角度去写那件事情。那你也可以转换思考一下，如果我今天是从那个男生的角度去写这个故事，然后你是那个女生，你要怎么去解决那个问题？然后你就会变成可能你的解决方式就会变得比较可以去以他的角度去设想说，因为他会这么想。所以他接下来要怎么做，我应该要怎么去帮他等等，所以也可以去思考一下，讲那个故事到底是可以怎么去讲。So that'll be the very first part of this one。那可是我就是因为写大考的作文，因为基本上时间都很有限，如果时间有限的话，那其实还是就是以我们最简单最一般的方式去把我们的故事讲完就好了。就是看到时候你们时间上有没有很充裕，可以让你去用不同的角度去讲这件故事。Alright, so that will be the very first part. And for the second part, there will be something about the dialogues. 那这个我们大概之前是有提到，就是你可以用一些 dialogues to develop your characters and make them come alive through what they say and think. So for example, like the teacher yelled, "Stop it!" or "I have no idea," said the man. 那记得那个写 dialogue 最重要的点，大家比较常会犯错就是标点符号部分，记得 quotation mark。 要把那些东西全部把它包起来。那你可以用 The teacher yelled 写在前面，或者你可以写在后面 I have no idea says the man， 这2种方式都可以的。那就记得标点符号要写对，然后那个动词主词的位置要放对哦。好，那 also here I'm going to read another articles, another story, and here I'd like you to think about which version gives a clear picture and which way makes the scene vivid. So here we have 2 samples. We are going to take a look here. All right, so probably we can invite someone to read a story for us. So let's cut from below. Tinglun, Tony, would you read the first one? Veronica, target at the hood. Here, and how about Molly or Yanjun?
Veronica dug at the hood of the little boy's sweatshirt. Veronica told him to slow down. She called him by his nickname, Squeak. The boy, who was her stepbrother, didn't like that. Veronica.
This one, 陈佑, Veronica sighed.
Veronica sighed. She wondered if her stepbrother would ever accept her as his big sister. She called him by his real name, Gerard. Teacher 要怎么念？ Gerard. But reminded him that his mom called him Squeak. Her stepbrother told her that she wasn't his mother. Veronica could see the tears in the boy's eyes, yet she felt herself getting angry anyway.
All right, lovely, thank you. So we'll move on to the next one. The next one is Ziyu. Daniel, would you read this one? Veronica target at the hood.
Veronica tugged at the hood of little boy's sweatshirt. Please slow down.
Squeak.
Quick, she pleaded.
She pleaded. And let's have another one. Hongyu, Horace.
My name is not Squeak, and you can't tell me what to do, the little boy muttered. Because you are not really my sister. His voice rose to a shout.
All right, then we move on to the next one. Joshua.
Veronica sighed. She wondered if her stepbrother would ever accept her as his big sister. Okay, girl, she said, your name's not really Squid, but that's what your mom calls you.
I said, yeah, but you are not my mother, are you? Veronica could. Let's say 自己, would you read the last part? Veronica could.
Veronica could see the tears in Squawk's eyes, yet she felt herself getting angry anyway. No, she sighed, but I'm still a part of your family.
All right, so obviously you can see for the second one we have here, probably they will be more vivid because in this case, the writer tried to use some more dialogues to make the story more vivid, just like someone just like chatting or like kind of probably arguing with each other or kind of shouting at each other. And basically, in our narrative writing， 如果是我们在写作文的话，因为我们作文的字数是有限的，所以基本上我们不会在作文里面放太多的对话。那就是我们放对话的点，如果你昨天还记得的话，其实我们放对话点，通常就是我们要营造那个最气氛可能是最高潮或者是最特别的时候，我们可能就是在一个作文里面，尤其在是第一段在说故事的时候，我们可能就只会放1个或2个对话，这样其实就还算蛮多的了。所以就记得那个对话，如果你真的要使用的话，记得不要太多，不然就有点像是在写剧本或者在写那种 conversation 或 dialogue script 所以就记得就一个或两个，然后那个通常就会是你要去 highlight 或是你的 climax 你想要引出来的一个重点，我们才会特别去用对话去把它呈现出来。那这边就很多的对话例子，就是要让你看一下那个对话的标点符号怎么标哦。记得那个标点符号不要标错，不然你好不容易想要营造出来一个很特别的气氛，结果那个部分刚好就吸引到那个阅卷老师发现哦，原来你标点符号标错，那这样就有点可惜，然后就这样会这样被扣分，这样就真的是很冤枉哦。所以就记得一下，那个如果你要营造对话出来的话，那通常是一个比较特别的一个气氛，你要去特别去 highlight or try to develop that one into a climax. And especially when you use a dialogue, pay attention to your punctuation marks. Make sure you use all the punctuation marks in the right way. 记得那个标点符号要用对。好，那这就是另外一个 dialogues 的部分。And then we'll move on to the next one, which is about transitional words. 那之前我们在讲 transitional words 的话，通常是在讲 conjunction 的部分，就是让两个句子把它连接起来。那 transitional words 除了像连接词 conjunctions 的部分，其实我们在高中很多学到，通常都是 adverbs， 都是副词，像什么 besides, therefore, however。那通常你就是要把它用在两个句子里面去写它，然后透过 however 或是 therefore 这些转折去把这两个句子的意义上去做它的连接。那 So you can think about you can use certain kind of transition to begin an event, or you can try to use some transitions to make your writing clear, right? So here we have one more exercise for you to do. So here I would like you to read through the passage we have here, and then please try to fill each blank with transitional words and phrases that give clues to the order of events, all right? So I also give you about 3 to 5 minutes. So please take your time to finish the writing here, and then we'll check the answers together later. All right. So please do this one yourself first. All right, so if you're done with this one, please raise your hand. All right, I think most of you are done with this one, so probably we can just check the answer together. So there will be the phrases we can put here. So let's invite someone to read through this one for us anyway. So let's start from so let's start the first one. Taihe, would you read this one? The first time I played.
The first time I played my guitar and sang in the school talent show, I was very nervous. Before I went on, I stood backstage shaking. It was my turn to perform next. While the audience was clapping, I slowly walked to the center of the empty stage. After everyone stopped, I lifted my guitar and started strumming. Soon I began to sing.
All right, lovely, thank you. So let's have same drop the next at first.
At fir- At first, my voice came out as a little squeak, but decided to pretend that I was just standing in my bedroom playing for my biggest fan, my cat. Eventually, my voice grew stronger. I decided to concentrate on what the words of the song meant. This land is your land. I sang with courage. Then I noticed that the audience was swaying the tune and singing along, so I led them in another round of the chorus. Before long, the song was over. I took a bow as the audience cheered.
And then being on stage turned out to be a lot of fun. So the next time I won't be as nervous, all right? So you can try to develop your narrative in a very organized way by using different kind of transitional words, just like the one we have here. Okay, so to make yours the plot or the story more like clear cut, more clearly cut. And then we'll move on to the next one. So originally I was planning to have you write the narrative like these two. 可是因为最近这几年比较没有在考这种连环漫画，所以这个之后没有时间再来练习写就好。我们还是回过头来去看我们那个原本第一个那个要写的那个作文题目的第一段那个故事啊，或者情况，我们要怎么去描述？所以，我们接下来要教的那个作文的话，记得就是我们可以开始回去写过去那个，回过去写那个第一段的那个描述的那个内容或叙述的内容，去把那第一段故事可以开始写出来，然后就是根据我们最近学到的几个要点去把它写好，这样。All right, so basically here's a quick review about how you are going to develop your story. Like you have to put your story in a kind of chain events. 就记得一个写过一个。那我们记得一开始要有个 beginning， 那 beginning 记得里面要有所谓的 characters, time and place， 然后 a problem, climax, solution and then ending. 那最后 ending 的话，我们就会有一个 what message it tell or what that kind of story really matters in our life 等等，然后去连接到接下来第二段，所以记得要有一个 moral 一个 lesson 在最后，然后接下来才会去第二段去说明或解释接下来要做什么事情。所以记得那整个故事的发展那个 story mountain 要稍微注意一下，要去讲的故事从一个开头，然后 problem, climax, solution 跟 ending 去把它讲完这样。All right. And then after your writing, please before you submit your writing, make sure you check your writing first. 那记得就是句子的结构，就记得每个句子里面只会有个主词跟动词。那如果你要连接两个句子的话，记得要连接词，我这已经讲过很多次了。然后呢，句子的话，我们避免太复杂会犯错，所以我们通常一个句子里面就是一个子句就好了，不要太多子句在里面。比较可以降低你犯错的几率，那也不会把句子弄太长。那用字遣词一样，之前大家说过，就是 you have to use some exact words to describe or to narrate or to tell a story。然后一致性的话，这个因为我们注意一下，因为在第一段在写故事的话，基本上我们在讲一件已经发生过的事情，所以呢，你就要去思考一下说这个事情已经发生过，所以基本上都是用的是过去式。那过去式的话，应该你们这格式理论上就比较不会错。通常是你们在现在式写的时候，那个第三人称单数后面都那个动词都会忘了加 s。那这个话过去式的话，记得全部都是要改成 ed 做一个结尾，或是看那个过去式怎么样的，就记得那个过去式是要一致的。然后格式的话，一样记得每个句子句首大写，然后开头不能有标点符号，然后结尾记得要用句号、句点。问号或者是感叹或者惊叹号，那你们很常就会拿那个逗点当成是连接词用，就是第一句，然后逗点，第二句逗点，第三句逗点，这样记得那个逗点不是句号，不能用来连接句子。那如果你觉得这个第一句跟第二句这两个关系非常有彼此相关联的话，你就可以用分号。可是比较不建议啊，除非你中间有卡一个转折语气，比方说 besides therefore， 不然的话我们就是一个句号，一个句子，一个句号，一个句子。然后对话的标点符号很重要，如果你真的要写对话的话，记得那个标点符号一定要用对。然后呢 ，in terms of spelling， so 就是词类变化不要变错，拼字错误不要拼错，大概这几个点。All right, so there will be so much about our narrative writing. So far, do you have any question?